Good morning, everyone. I'm Joni Phelps, Caldwell County SNAP, a senior program assistant. Today, we're going to be making together glazed cantaloupe bread. This is a yummy summertime recipe, especially when cantaloupes are fresh and in season. So, to get started, I've already preheated our oven to 325. That way, it is already up to far as the heat whenever we get ready to put the bread into the oven. So, our first step is to mix together our 3 eggs. I've already mixed them and already beat them, so I'm going to add them to our bowl. Always make sure when you do your eggs that you put them in separate bowls. That way, just in case if you have a bad egg, not all your egg mixtures is bad. So do it one at a time and then mix them together. Also, we have 1 cup of unsweet applesauce. Okay, then it calls for 1 cup of sugar. And then it calls for 2 cups of pureed cantaloupe. Then it says to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Ooh, all of these ingredients together is making it smell really good in here. So now I'm going to mix them up. Make sure that they are blended well before I start adding our dry mixture. Okay, I'll set that aside for just a few minutes. Then it calls for us to add our dry mixture in a separate bowl. So I've already added 1.5 cups of whole wheat flour and then 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. So I've already added them in this bowl together, and then I mixed them together so that way they was blended before I start adding our other mixtures. Okay, so then it calls for a little bit of our other ingredients to make it taste good and smell good. So it's got 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and then also 3/4 teaspoon of baking powder, and then 2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon and 1 teaspoon of ginger. So I've already added all of them together in this one, so I'm going to mix them in with this bowl. And then I'm going to go ahead and blend them together before I add them to our liquid ingredients. Okay, so now then it calls for to mix them together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to very gently add this together so that way it doesn't clump up all at one time, and also that way all the flour doesn't start flying everywhere. So we're going to mix them just very slowly together. I hope you guys have enjoyed Ashley White and myself as far as making these videos of the tasty recipes to share with you all. If there is a certain recipe that you guys would like to know more about, a certain fruit or vegetable you'd like more about, just give us a shout out on our video on the Family and Consumer Science, Caldwell County Family and Consumer Science page. You know, let us know what you would like to see. You know, if there's a certain recipe that you're looking for, just let us know, and we don't care at all as far as to find more information for you or even find a video of a recipe for you. Also, don't forget, you know, if you do make this recipe, to post pictures after the recipe is done on the Caldwell County Family and Consumer Science page. Tag Ashley White, our Family and Consumer Science agent, or myself, Joni Phelps, in the post. We'd like to see how your recipes turned out. Share them with us if you're cooking with your kids. Share them videos or the pictures with us. We'd love to see them. Okay, it's getting a little bit thicker. You could also use a hand mixer if you'd like. I just prefer to mix it myself. That way it all mixes in really well. Blends them together. You also got to remember these are one of the recipes that you cannot, as far as subtract or take out. When you are baking, you have to make sure that you are adding all of the ingredients in that it calls for. And I am a messy cook. I just threw flour everywhere. That's what I was trying to avoid. I've always heard a messy cook is a good cook. So if you've seen that flour flying, that was not supposed to happen. All right. Now it has got far as mixed up really well. Then it calls for 9 by 5 far as baking dishes. I have already got them and I've already lightly sprayed them so that way they don't stick whenever I pour our mixture into them. Now we're going to far as evenly spread out and far as enter into our baking pans here. How many of you all have ever grown cantaloupes before? I know watermelons and cantaloupes are a little hard to grow sometimes, or I can grow them anyway. I've tried. So if any of you all that are watching this or have grown watermelons or cantaloupe, let me know. Tell me how well they done far as whenever you was growing them. Okay, so now I have got that mixture spread out and it's evenly across. So like I said, I've already preheated our oven to 325. This is going to bake for 60 to 70 minutes. We're going to check it in about 30 minutes just to make sure that it is not burning, and then I'll probably rotate them a little bit. That way they are evenly far as cooked. Excuse me, I had a moment there. And so I'm going to put these in the oven, then I'm going to show you how to mix our glaze together that goes on them after they get out of the oven. Okay, you want to place them in the center of the oven, that way they are evenly cooked in there. So now we are going to make our glazed. It calls for 1 cup of butter. I have used stick butter, and then it calls for far as a 3/4 cup of brown sugar. Okay, I'm going to mix them together. Then it says to put it in the microwave and let it melt. So I'm going to put this in the microwave and let it melt, and then it will be ready whenever our bread gets done out of the oven. Thank you all for watching. I will post a picture of what the finished product looks like whenever it is done. I hope you guys have a great day. Remember to follow us on the Caldwell County Corporate Extension Facebook page. Also follow Ashley White, our Family Consumer Science agent at Caldwell County Family Consumer Science, or Ashley White Family Consumer Science. Or go and like my page. It's Caldwell County Nutrition Education page. Thank you guys.